How's it going? Welcome back, outsiders. I hope you're doing well. I'm well. It's been a long week. It truly has. Am I on record? Yeah, I am. I had to make sure. I'm so behind on a lot of stuff. So if things look a little different, it's because I'm filming on the opposite end of my room. You can see my cats. There's one of them. That's Harold, and then that's Draven right there. So I'm just going to be filming like my daily makeup. But before we get started, let's go ahead and talk about our sponsors. We do have some new sponsors. We do have now Abracadabra NYC. You can use the code A Rose Distortion. So basically, my handle for all my socials is going to be the code. It'll get you 15% off on all their items. They are a year-round Halloween store. They do have some additional stuff there. And of course, we are sponsored by Vampyre Cosmetics. And you'll see the URL, the link in the description. It'll be on the screen for you, and that will be at phoenixrisingcosmetics.com now, and that is A Rose CP. That's Charlie Papa Echo. They are doing a few new pre-orders, which includes the Interview with the Vampire palette and Buffy the Vampire Slayer, and they do have the new Silent Hill set, the second version, the box set that's coming out. You can use my code as well, and you'll get a percentage off. You'll get up to 20%, and of course, Repp Sports, you can get Raze energy there. It's one of my favorite energy drinks. My signature flavor is Voodoo. And same code, 15% off. Actually, no, it's Rose and Nova. It's on the screen too and in the description. So, yeah, it's been one of those weeks. Everything's been busy and chaotic here. Got a new washer and dryer and had my floors like redone, at least in this room. So that's pretty cool. Got that taken care of. Anyways, I hope you're doing well. And if you're new to the community, you don't know who I am. My name is Ashley Rose. You can call me Ash. And this is my channel. And basically, we talk about anything influencing the alternative culture as well as music, mainly music. So we mainly goth and punk is what we aim towards. And we also talk about films and media and stuff that influences. As you can tell by today, we will be talking about Bauhaus, and I will be doing my makeup at the same time. If you want to know any of the products that I'm using, they are listed in the description as well. Today, we're going to be using the Emily Strange guitar palette. The makeup I'll be doing, and I do say a lot, so getting better at that though. I'll be doing my daily makeup look that I usually do because I do have to go out and do some stuff today, and we are filming in the daytime versus the nighttime, me going out at night. So it's a little bit of a difference in this video. So these are the standard colors. We got red, black, white, two pinks, and a yellow. So the colors I mainly use is Strange, Problems, and Meow, and sometimes Aim Low. I very rarely use Trouble. But anyways, this is the palette we will be using today. And I'll stop babbling because I can go on about how the week's been, and it's been difficult. And I'm sure you're asking questions like, why, Ashley? What's going on? Why do you look like an alien? How come you have no eyebrows? Well, the truth is because I kind of shaved off the ends of them. And I always draw them on. Usually I do it before I record, but here we are. Here we are today. And you'll see my cats in the background. Harold is right here. Draven's in the back. And yes, I'm aware he's a big cat. He's a tabby. And you're welcome to make as many Garfield jokes about him as you want. So let me just get this situated. And then we'll start talking about, as you can tell on the description, we will be talking about Bauhaus, or as some people call it, Bauhaus. Just depends. To me, you know, people argue on how to pronounce the name. To me, it's like potato, potato, you know, tomato, tomato, whatever. Anyways, let's get started. Now, they are considered one of the bands that's frequently influenced goth culture as far as a lot of bands. You'll see this logo, and of course, everything that I'll be talking about, if there is visual aid, it'll be in picture-in-picture action, as we say in sports entertainment. So they have been one of the ones that frequently influenced the goth subculture, as well as anything post-punk, punk alternative. In my opinion, you'll see this logo here, or you'll see the iconic back photo photo that says the name of the band on there. You'll see that too. That's also here. They're considered to be one of the innovators of goth. However, the band has been against that label, preferring their style more as a gothic glam style. So they've kind of rejected the label of goths, apparently. This is according to like interviews, you know, they felt that they were more of like a dark glam. Let's see, little pale today. Like I said, it's been a long week and I'm a little behind, but we're just going to touch base on the band. We're not really going to go too much into detail. I'll do the best that I can to go over what I can. Peter Murphy said that they felt that they had a solidified, you know, becoming goth. They did break up in 1983, and Murphy, of course, would have his solo career. The name originally was Bauhaus 1919 or Bauhaus, however you want to pronounce it. And it was in reference to the first operating year of the German style art school, Bauhaus. They shortened the name within the year, and that is how you ended up with just their name by itself, you know. And of course, you'll see their logos everywhere as well. And if I feel like I'm taking too long on putting certain products on, just know I will, of course, fast forward everything. But since this is my daily makeup, you know, it's not going to take too long. For a post-punk band from Northampton, England in 1978, the group is not considered, but they are, if you hear my phone going off, I'm sorry, everything's chaotic right now, but we're going to get through it. The main vocalist of the group is Peter Murphy. Guitar would be Daniel Ash, and Kevin Haskins would play drums, and David J is bass. Only after 6 weeks as the band entered the studio for the first time, and this was, of course, at Beck Studios, they would actually record their demo. Now, the demo only consisted of 5 tracks. Yep, just 5 tracks. That's all they needed. I'll give you time to think amongst yourself what the 5 tracks were. Give you a little bit of time while I take care of this and do my eyebrows. Figured them out yet? Or at least one of the most popular ones? Let me get my hand mirror. I've been trying to go for a little bit of thinner brow too, nothing too thick. I used to have like really thin brows back in the day. Back in the day, like when I was in high school. I used to like pluck my eyebrows really thin, like Pamela Anderson then. Here's a photo of what I'm talking about, if you don't know what I'm talking about. And as far as, you know, my hair, I've been kind of worried in like this messy bun type thing, just out of pure laziness. I've become that person. I mean, I am a lazy content creator and I hardly do edits. And that's good. Because the eyebrows must look like sisters, not twins. Anyways, about my hair, I did dye it a little bit of a darker color. Well, it is darker. It's black sapphire. So it's like black with a tint of blue. So here we go. All right. Okay. So anyways, back to the band. Now, in those 5-track sessions, Bela Lugosi's Dead would be more than 9 minutes long. So originally that song itself was 9 minutes long. And that would be the group's debut single on August of 1979. This, of course, what's documented on Small Wonder Records. I'm lining my lips, so it's taking a little bit longer. So if you see me doing this, that's what I'm doing. Small Wonder Records. The band was simply listed as Bauhaus with the 19 number band in. The single did, of course, receive public and independent reviews. This was more for them, their favor in that aspect. And they did eventually, of course, stay on the British independent charts for 2 years, just with that song. The song received place of circular airplay at BBC Radio 1. And that was with actually a known DJ there by the name of DJ John Pill's evening show. And eventually the band would end up recording something for that show, I believe. Find any type of photos or footage, I'll put it on the screen. But once again, I'm not 100% sure if there are photos because I didn't look for the photos. But if I have them up, you know I looked for them. And they're here. They would eventually sign with 4AD, or 4AD label, the 4AD label. The 4AD label would help them release 2 more singles, which are one of the more known singles besides Bela Lugosi's Dead, which would be Dark Entries. And in 1980, it would be Terror Couple Kill Colonial in June 1980. After that, they would introduce their first actual album, and that was in June 1980. The first album would be In the Flat Field, and that would be on October 1980. So in October, perfect time, you know, Halloween. Everyone likes a good dark album, good alternative dark album. So it's pretty smart on their end. Now, the album did receive a lot of negative reviews, but it did top the indie charts in the UK album charts. They would start at number 72. So, I mean, I think 72 is not horrible. It's not the best, you know, certainly like not number 1 or number 2, but I think number 72 is still pretty good. That's my opinion, but you know, hey, if you're on the charts, that's still a good accomplishment. Some of us don't even have one album, let alone an album to make UK charts or indie charts in general. So go them, you know. Good for Peter Murphy and the gang. Good for Bauhaus. Good for them. They would release a cover of Telegram Sam, and that was by T-Rex, of course. Here's a picture of the band T-Rex. If you don't know who T-Rex is, definitely go check them out. We'll eventually talk about them as well. But here's a picture. I don't know which side it's going to be on, but there. There you go. And on March 1981, they would actually reach number 59 on the charts with the Passion of Lovers. One of my favorite songs out of all of them. It's one of my constant go-tos for that band. Like, Ashley, how much are you going to blend? Well, that much. That's how much. Now, that would peak number 56 in 1981, and they would release their second album, which Mask, and that was also released actually in October, too. And they would release Spirit. That would also hit the charts, too. That would actually climb a little bit higher. So that's probably more of the, blend that out more. Most known track from them. That would, well, I think actually Bela Lugosi's Dead is probably the most known track that everyone knows in the Ziggy Stardust cover, but we'll get to that. But Spirit is one of them too, and that's like a little bit better. Spirit would reach 42 on the charts. And it would be re-recorded for the third album, actually, The Sky's Gone, the same year. So they actually recorded that track twice. So there is a different version. Well, it's not really too different, but there's a different remix version. That's for sure. Where is my brush? There it is. I know I usually do my eyes first, but not today. Not today. Now, they would score their next hit, actually, which is probably their biggest, too. But this one's definitely a lot bigger because it was actually a David Bowie cover, which was Ziggy Stardust. So you can definitely check that out. Here's some photos of it. And that was recorded during a BBC session. The song would reach number 15 on the British charts. And they would actually be featured in a film with David Bowie, which is called The Hunger. Go check it out. I enjoy the film. I wouldn't say it's one of my favorite films, but I do enjoy it. They are featured in the beginning, in the opening sequence. It's like a goth style club that they're in. And you would actually see, you will see the Unk in there, which is a very much known symbol in the alternative Gothic subculture. We'll eventually talk about this later on, but it is in the film. Oh no, I had too much eyeshadow up here, but I'll fix it in a little bit. That film has David Bowie, and Burning from the Inside actually is the next album we would talk about, because that album by Bauhaus actually has fewer of Murphy's vocals in it, because he actually got pneumonia at the time, from my understanding. That was actually filmed with more of the additional members of the band, their vocals. So that's why that album does sound a little bit different. Because he had pneumonia during the time of the recording of that album, he was not able to contribute to it as much. Passionate lovers. Now I'm gonna have that song stuck in my head. I'm gonna play it on repeat all day. Okay, maybe not all day, but at least for a good portion of an hour. Passionate lovers. Just a little bit better. That album is actually the one that has the main single, She's in Parties. That single would actually reach number 26 on the charts. So you're probably familiar with that song, or you've at least heard it once, even if you didn't know it was from the band. And I'm sure there's going to be someone there like, actually, how do they not know? Who doesn't know that it was Bauhaus that sang She's in Parties? Well, I'm pretty sure there are some people that don't know. That song, I believe, is a comment about Marilyn Monroe, you know, the actress. You can see her photo. If you don't know, I'm sure you all know who Marilyn Monroe is, but hey, if you don't, here's a photo, whichever side. So, photo of Marilyn Monroe, in case you did not know. Now, the night that they were supposed to actually perform 2 shows in London, that is actually when the group split up. They decided to disband. I am just a hot mess, you know. I am just a mess, because I'll tell you what I do. I tend to just open it and put it on and then realize it afterwards. So, you know, your girl's a hot mess. What can I say? So the band did disband. David J left the stage with the words, actually, rest in peace. Burning from the Inside was actually the last album that was supposed to be released. It ended up actually being released a week later. Perfect timing, right, to disband. I don't mean to laugh, but it's kind of funny. You're gonna disband right before another album. I mean, I'm sure it's happened to multiple bands at some point. It has to have, right? I mean, it can't just be them. It's had to have happened to other people. The album was actually received very positively. It reached number 13 on the charts with Sanity Assassin. It was eventually given to their fan club as a farewell gift. So they cared a lot about their fans. So that was their little farewell gift to their fans, you know. The studio albums were, of course, In the Flat Field, Mask, The Sky's Gone, Out, Burning from the Inside, and Go Away White. Now, they would eventually, of course, reunite. And when they would reunite, it would be for a tour, and that would be in 2008-ish, I believe. I have to look that up again. But they did reunite for a tour. They would go on to influence other bands. A lot of, bands do say that they were influenced by the sounds of Bauhaus, especially, that standard drumming that we hear. And even in the aspects of the vocal style. They're mentioned a lot along with bands like The Damned as well. In that genre or style of music. They were originally influenced by bands like T-Rex and David Bowie. So it's no surprise that they were able to do a cover of Ziggy Stardust. And I think it's pretty awesome that they were actually, oh my gosh, look my eye, featured in a film with David Bowie. I think that's pretty cool. I can't believe I broke my eye. I've been doing that a lot lately, like poking my eye. It's because I usually am trying to like run through things fast. I need to slow down, Patience is a virtue. Good things come to those they wait, they say. But that's just a little bit of the history of the band. I hope you enjoyed it. So, yeah, that is it. I need to curl my eyelashes because I don't have any, and I'm actually not going to wear any today. So I didn't put any on. Anyways, I hope you had a good time today. And thank you for tuning in. Thank you for coming back, of course. And I hope you enjoy the rest of your day. I do have to go. So if no one told you that they loved you today, just know I love you. And you are just as much of the universe as I am. So, anyways, have a good one. Bye.